Good morning and welcome to Prime of Midlife, and yes, it is stupid o'clock in the morning and this is the second go I've had at this video because the first go my phone ran out of storage space. Who knew? So I've had to go and look things up on Google and I have emptied some storage space. So yes, good morning. This video is trying to prepare for the warmer weather. And I want to say thank you to everyone that's commented, everyone who's subscribed. Absolutely blown away by that. But please help, because I'm Scottish. I don't do heat. I really am useless at the heat. You know, when I was a kid, it used to be a big thing if the weather got up to 20 degrees. Now it's 30 degrees that we're commenting on. 20 is just normal. I mean, it was 20 when I came home from work last night at 5 o'clock at night. So yeah, I'm really not that very good at this, so all help gratefully accepted. But I have a little list of the basics that I do at the moment, so if you can expand on that to try and help, just help anybody who's going to struggle with this as we get used to living in hotter climates. The first thing I do is keep your curtains closed, keep your blinds drawn. I do that. I mean, my mother called me a hobbit when she heard that I did that. She says, "You're living like a hobbit." Yes, yes I am, and I don't care if it stops the heat. I keep my curtains closed, I keep the blinds closed, curtains in the front room, that's where the sun comes round first thing in the morning. It's not normally too bad because the sun's not fully up by the time it hits my front window. However, the side window, probably from about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it gets hammered. The heat just comes blasting in the side window, and the back windows, which are in the kitchen, they get all the sun from the afternoon right through to the evening. So the blinds are drawn, and what I do is I normally leave the window open for the cat, because apart from anything else, it lets the cool air in through the night. So yeah, it's a whole thing of living in a little cave trying to keep the heat out. I did think about shutters, but with the supply chain problems and stuff, getting someone from construction to do anything just now is so difficult. So we'll just leave that till another time. So yeah, keeping curtains closed, keeping the blinds closed, leaving the windows open at night to let the cool air in. I think that's a good shout, personally. The other thing I do is I open the attic hatch. Now today, or well, not today, last night when I went up the stairs to bed, I felt the difference in heat. The heat had risen in the house. Upstairs in the bedroom was much warmer than downstairs in the sitting room. So this weekend I will be opening the attic hatch and the Velux windows in the roof, and that will allow the heat to go further up than my bedroom, because, you know, sleeping when it's that hot can be quite difficult. Obviously the quilt's getting yucked. It's just going to be a bedspread that I'll be using from now on, because the heat is, you know, you don't want to have a duvet in this weather. So that'll be getting lobbed until it is cooler later in the year. And just little things like that to try and sort of get rid of the heat, not get things any hotter than they are. My third thing is get ice cube trays. Ice is a fabulous thing, using it to either point a fan at, or to cool down your drinks, or to just, you know, put cloths in iced water to try and cool you down, to wipe down kids or whatever if they're too hot. I have 2 small ice cube trays that have very big ice cubes, if that makes sense. So this weekend I will be buying many more ice cube trays, and I will be clearing a shelf in my upright freezer and just making ice cubes while I can. So yeah, ice cube trays just now would be a good plan. Staying hydrated. I know it's easier said than done in some places, but I do know that it doesn't take much for me to get dehydrated. And yes, probably the weight's got a lot to do with that. It's, you know, what can I say? I am making efforts, but it doesn't take much for me to get dehydrated. Scottish, overweight, hot weather, just happening. So yeah, be conscious of making sure the kids are hydrated, making sure your family's hydrated. You know, if it's a case of, you know, well, it's lunchtime, have a glass of water. with your lunch before you can have juice, or have a glass of water for breakfast, lunch and dinner, etc. Just make a conscious effort on staying hydrated. And the last one may seem a bit silly, but it's plant a tree. Plant a tree. As I say, my kitchen windows get the sun all afternoon, and it's brutal. So there is going to be a tree planted at the end of my garden, which is not that far away from my windows, I have to say. And over the next few years, as it grows, it will provide shade for the back of my house. And, you know, I don't think this heat's going away anytime soon. So plant a tree, give your house some shade if you can. And also watch your timings for going out shopping, because there's a lot of streets. I mean, even my local street has had a few trees removed from it recently. Big old trees, to put in some seating area for the older generation, where there's sheltered housing literally, you know, a couple of 100 yards back. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be that comfortable for the older generation to sit out in the blazing sun in the middle of the street, you know, with tarmac and stuff. I think they'd have been better leaving the tree there, personally. But yeah, if you can, plant a tree. Give your house some shade to just take the blazing sun off of it. And, do you know, for anyone who lives in hotter climes, I apologise. I don't understand. As I say, this is Scotland. I'm used to it being cool. I am not used to this heat, and I know it's going to get worse, so I'm just muddling along the best I can. And if you've got any ideas that will make it any easier for me, please do let me know. Alright, I'm going to get ready for work now. Hope you all have a good day. Bye.